Coming up on the WP Minute, looking for a career in WordPress? Be sure to register. All the things you need to know about WordPress 6.3. There's how many plugins in the backlog? Want to contribute a screencast to the official WordPress release? You can. Maybe. All that and more coming right up. Hey, it's Matt from the WP Minute. Did you know there's a professional group of WordPressers excited to meet you? If you're looking for a more casual WordPress Slack membership to join, chat about the news, and share your own content with our audience, consider joining the WP Minute membership for $79 a year. Get access to our group of merry WordPress bandits and help support our show. Head to thewpminute.com/support to join. Don't have 79 but want to buy us a virtual coffee to show your support? Head to thewpminute.com/support or click the link in the show notes. We have a packed episode today, chock full of WordPress news goodness, including some audio clips from Courtney Robertson, Jeff Chandler, and Rich Tabor sharing what they love about WordPress 6.3. But first up, Aruba Ahmed shared her new project, wphelpers.dev, which gives you a snazzy UI for all core WordPress blocks and their functionality. You can expand each block and peel back the JSE goodness, I used goodness twice, that each block is powered by, directly linked to the GitHub repo, and more developer features. If you're coding blocks or beginning to learn WordPress development, you'll want to bookmark this site. PostStatus announced their upcoming WP Career Summit. Join us for the WP Career Summit, they say. If you're looking for a career in WordPress, want to host a talk, or find out how to reach potential employers, you won't want to miss everything happening on October 20th, 2023, when the summit kicks off. The WP Tavern covered a recent story pertaining to the massive backlog of plugins to be reviewed at WordPress.org. The list includes over 900 plugins awaiting approval. Sarah Gooding cites, quote, "The volunteer team responsible for reviewing plugins has undergone significant restructuring after the departure of longtime contributor Mika Epstein." There is a link in the article to apply to become a reviewer if you so choose. WordPress 6.3 is here. Pressable and GoDaddy have you covered with a top-to-bottom look at all of the great new features. Stick around to the end of this episode to hear more from our special guests about their WordPress 6.3 journey. Ann McCarthy posted an overview on how to produce WordPress demo videos for the official WordPress Elite release announcements. I applaud the team for opening up the marketing effort to the greater community. The article is ripe with guidance on what to consider before creating a video tutorial, and how the overhead of creating an asset like this might need to be dispersed throughout many contributing members. I do have a hot take here. As a content creator, make your own video tutorials and post them on your own YouTube channel, blog, or social media platform before committing to something like this. Doing something like this might be the only way someone like me could ever get credit for contributing to WordPress, but I'd prefer not to have such a rigid approach to how I show off WordPress, warts and all. Now it's time to hear from others about their favorite parts of WordPress 6.3. What's your favorite part of WordPress 6.3? I've decided to leave the audio message link open for now. If you want to send me an audio message, please click the link and tell me what you love about WordPress 6.3.
Hello there, I'm Jeff Chandler, and my favorite feature in WordPress 6.3, there's a new button that's been added next to Update, and if you hover over it, you'll see an option to view page or view post, and if you click it, it'll automatically open that page or post in a new tab. This is incredibly convenient. It's a small change that's made a huge difference in my experience in WordPress. In fact, it's really enhanced it. So thank you so much, Matthias.
My favorite thing in the WordPress 6.3 release comes from a 10-year-old ticket Suzette Frank wrote. It includes a Get Involved tab. When you go to update WordPress on your own website, you'll see 5 tabs across the screen welcoming you to the new version. The one that says Get Involved has information about contributing to the project. It gives you a link to make.wordpress.org/contribute. When you take the quiz, it will ask you a series of questions, very short form questions. And at the very end of that, based on your answers, it will suggest teams that you might be interested in. Again, props to the contributors at WordCamp Asia that began this form. We saw it also roll out and be revised in WordCamp Europe. And now we see that there was a corresponding ticket for something like this to exist inside of Core itself. And so this ticket's out there and available, published now. And thanks again to all of the wonderful contributors that made this possible. Go get involved, folks.
Hey, it's Rich Tabor, co-design lead for WordPress 6.3. It's hard to pick one standout feature. This release was more of a holistic site editing effort. 6.3 is perhaps the most impactful release since the block editor was first introduced. It brings together pages, navigation, styles, templates, and even patterns all within the site editor, moving WordPress towards an increasingly intuitive, human-centric publishing experience. And I'm here for that.
Before we wrap up, I want you to check out the latest content from WP Minute's editor, Eric Karkovac. This week, he wrote a great piece exploring what it would take for other CMSs to catch up to the WordPress dominance. I'm still amazed that the closest CMS to WordPress is Shopify. WordPress is roughly 10 times that of the e-commerce platform. It's amazing. That's it for today's episode. Be sure to listen to our other podcast, WP Minute Plus. You can find it for free where you get this podcast. Search for the WP Minute in your favorite podcast app and add both podcasts because we have some great interviews lined up coming down the pipe here. Summer's winding down. Cooler air will be in the air, and I'll have some better interviews up because of that. Thanks to our pillar sponsors, Pressable and Bluehost. Without these sponsors, support from our paying members, and you, the listener, the WP Minute wouldn't be possible. We're looking for more pillar and title sponsors. You can sponsor a month of podcasts for $500 a month, or become a title sponsor for an entire year, starting at $2,500 for the year. I don't know about you, but sponsor a WordCamp for tens of thousands of dollars for 3 days, or the WP Minute for an entire year for $2,500. Get your brand featured at thewpminute.com/support.